starting with your pasta roller on the thickest setting, which means that the rollers are nice and far apart, and then squashing the pasta down until it's nice and flat, which makes it easier to go through the machine. So starting rolling in a clockwise direction. If you're doing this on your own, stand here and roll with your right hand, or one person can roll and one person can feed. You then double the pasta over, put it through again. We're going to do that 4 times. I've turned it the other way around, and I'm hopefully going to end up with a rectangle. If it's how we go. If it sticks for a couple of seconds, just a tiny little dust of flour. Maybe do it 5 times and hope that this one is a little bit better. So that's fine, that's close enough. A little bit more flour. You don't want to overdo the flour, because the more flour you work in, the drier your pasta is and the harder it is to go through. So now turning down 1 number, we're going to go through with no more folding. So 4 or 5 times on the thickest setting, doubling over, and then 1 number at a time, slowly stretching it out. Don't go 2 numbers, it will force it through too much and it'll start to break apart. And a bit of bouncing helps as well. So I started at 10, which is the thickest setting for the rollers. Now I'm down to number 3. It's a little bit sticky, so as it gets longer you need to give it a little bit of a rub up and down. And then next number down. And what you can do, if it gets longer and you're doing it on your own, you put your hand flat underneath there, roll it through and fold, underneath, roll it through and fold. So if you're doing a really, really long piece of pasta, you can stay in this position just here. I'll go to the next one and show you how to do it again. So pulling it through, as long as the top piece is nice and straight, you'll be fine. Hand underneath, pull it out, hand underneath, so you're in control. And because I'm stopping a little bit, I'll just show you, there's a little bit of a mark just there. And you can see how that's torn just a tiny bit, because I didn't put enough flour on it. So that's just sticking a tiny, tiny bit as it goes through. A little bit more. Okay, so now I'm on number 1.
Like crank or did it?
Pardon? No, it's alright. I'll keep on showing you the folding. So see how it's gone to the side a bit? Just straighten it up, hand underneath. And that looks like it's ready now. It's the right thickness for fettuccine, tagliatelle, pappardelle, all of the straight pastas. And if you look at the pasta, you can just kind of see my hand going through there. So that's just right. If you're laying the pasta down on the bench for any length of time, a good sprinkle of flour, because it will stick to everything. So first of all, I'm going to cut it into a length like that. I'm going to double it over, so I'll just put a bit there so it doesn't stick. And I've cut it that long because if you cut the whole thing into fettuccine, you're going to be eating it, it's going to be long, 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 and you're going to have to suck it all in. So I'm going to hand cut this fettuccine, flour in between, fold, flour again, fold, because when you cut through the moisture comes out and it sticks together. And then just chopping through like that. And then sprinkle it like that. So that's fettuccine. When you buy the smaller machines, there's a little cutter that slots on here. Your handle goes in and it does it all for you. I've got some semolina we're going to sprinkle on the bench. Pop that onto there. More semolina through it. And you can just leave that. If you're doing this at home, you could probably leave it for a couple of hours like that. You can do the dough the day before and roll it sort of the next day for dinner. What will start to happen is it oxidizes and your dough goes a little bit grey.